Good morning, everyone, and happy Friday if you're watching this on Friday. This is Linda with Linda Sue Plants for You, and I want to welcome you back for those of you that are following me, and for those of you that are new to my channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thank you for watching. Today, I want to bring you an update on my terrible mishap that I had with my prized begonia, along with some general begonia plant care. And we're going to begin with her. This is my Begonia Rex, and as you can see, she's got beautiful color for the most part. She's doing great right now, considering that I was a very bad plant mom. I ran into her stand. I backed up into this stand and knocked it over, and it landed on its top. I was just almost in tears. I didn't want to turn around and look because I expected this whole plant to be a real mess, but actually it's not bad. I did lose a few leaves that I've already taken off, and I can see that I'm losing some color. So I'm probably going to lose a few more leaves before the plant is completely healed and okay. But what I do want to show you is she's giving me flowers. And honestly, I can't tell you how happy that made me when I saw that. Considering what she's been through. Yeah, this one has to come off. You can see how, yeah, she's not going to make it. But she's giving me flowers in several different places. And that it brought such a smile to my face this morning. Look at that. Almost as if she's trying to say, it's okay, I forgive you, right? So she's going to be okay. So yay. And then, up in this corner, for those of you that have been following me, you know that this started out with one little cutting, and look at how big she's gotten. And she has given me some flowers as well, and she's doing great. And then, if you haven't guessed, this is what I call my begonia corner. I do have a few coleus stuck in here, but that's okay. They can share their space. And I'm not going to go through each begonia, but I am going to let you know that the general care for these, they really prefer an east window with the morning sun, and that's where I have these. And they are flourishing. As is my coleus, which I just want to mention. These are from Suzette's Gardens. Thank you, Suzette. Look at how well they're doing. These are the coleus that, part of the plant swap that we did. She put those in there for me, and oh my goodness, they're doing so well. A little bit of droopiness yet on partial, but it's I think it's going to be okay. I think it's going to come back. So I'm not worried. And then we have some down here. I don't want them to get quite as much light because they are still rooting, and I have found that when I'm trying to get roots on them, they don't want to be in real bright light, so I'm getting new growth on these. These are also from Suzette, and I've got a ton of roots on this one. Let's see if you can see that. Lots of roots. One of the things that is important about begonia is they like to dry out a little bit, not too dry, not the kind of drying out where you know, some of your plants, like some of your succulents, if you go to field them and they feel dry and then you want to wait another day or two, not that dry, but they don't like to have wet feet. So it is good to let them get on the drier side, and they'll let you know. They'll start to droop. The leaves will start to fall. As you can see with this one, I just watered this morning because the leaves were starting to droop. And that's what they'll do when they need water. So they're pretty easy care because they talk to you. And they also like to be a little root bound, I find. So don't be in a hurry to repot them into a bigger pot. Let them get snug and a little pot bound or root bound before transplanting them into a bigger pot. And then, like I said, just the east window has worked best for me, although you can grow them in a south window or a west window, but you've got to be careful because the leaves will burn very easily if the sun is too hot. So I know I've had people ask me, the edges of their begonia were brown, and they wanted to know if that was a watering issue or a bug issue or what it was. And honestly, folks, it's very difficult to determine that without seeing the plant in person, but I can almost pretty much bet that it was too much sun. Very, very seldom will they get brown edges from not enough water. They will usually droop before that happens. So just a little tidbit of information there. Okay, and that's about it. I will be bringing you an update when I get these, the ones that I have rooting, when I get those. I'm going to be repotting some of these, hopefully this week, and I'd like to get them all in clay pots. I'm having a hard time finding the size pots that I need. I've been looking now for about a month, and I don't know why, but it's really difficult to find those right now. And they used to be so prevalent everywhere, so I don't know what's happening there, but I'm going to keep looking. And then before I go, I'll give you a quick update on the coleus for those of you that have been following me. This started out with a little tiny coleus plant in a 2-inch pot, and actually I think I had 2 of them, yes. And I put it in this long planter along with the little trellis from the Dollar Tree, and it's doing very well. And this plant also really enjoys the east window, the morning sun. I did cut this back. I did it the same way that I did my Purple Passion on my last video. So if you want to see how that's done, go ahead and look at that one. But basically you just cut it above where the leaves come out. And so instead of cutting below that on this plant, you cut above that. And it will sprout new tops. And then I just simply make a hole and stick them in the soil and tamp it down lightly and give her a good water and leave it alone. The plant will, the cuttings will more often than not droop, but don't panic and don't overwater. That's normal for them to do that because they don't have roots. And if you overwater, you'll kill it because it has no way to pull that moisture up. So better to let it dry out. Err on the side of too dry than too wet. But that is growing great. So I wanted to give you an update on that for those of you that might be wondering. And that's going to do it for today. I hope this was helpful. Oh, the other thing is I do use distilled water on all of my begonias. And I don't know that that's necessary, but I have found that most of my plants do not like our well water. And since I switched to distilled, my plants have been doing much, much better. And I did that about a year ago. So distilled water is what I use. Maybe filtered water would work for you. But I just prefer to get the distilled water. And it's about 79 cents a gallon. So it's not super expensive. It can run into a little bit of work carrying all those jugs. At this time of year when everything is growing so profusely, I'm going through a lot more water, obviously, than I do in the winter. But we are more than halfway through July, so we are on the downside of growing season. So I expect that to calm down in the next 4 to 6 weeks. And I probably can tell you in all honesty that I'm kind of looking forward to it because it's been a real challenge for me to keep everything nice and keep everything watered and keeping up with it because of my health issues. I'm limited on some days as to what I can and can't do. And so for myself, I am so excited to have the growing season and see all my new babies and things on my plants, but I do look forward to a slowdown come fall. So that's about it for me. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. If you haven't subscribed to my channel and you would like to see more of my videos, then please hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when I do put up a new video, then you have to hit that bell and it will let you know. Otherwise, I appreciate that you stopped by and took the time to watch my video. And I hope you all have a great weekend and a happy Friday. Bye now.